All right, great lesson here. Get ready for it. It's simple, sort of. You might know it, but I want you to really know it so you can use it. Some people use it wrong or they say it wrong, so I'm going to make sure that you get it. You really get it in your head there. So, common phrase. I don't even know what to call these things. Doesn't matter. Playing, okay? Devil's advocate. So I just want to talk about a couple of things here when we're getting into the phrase. Before I get into the meaning, I want to talk about the individual words, always important. So devil, if you don't know, it's sort of the opposite of God. Okay, so you can sort of imagine there's the earth here, and apparently the good people go to heaven and they see God, and the terrible people go burn in hell in the fire, and the person there, that mean evil guy, that's sort of the opposite of God, sort of the leader of the underworld, is the devil. Okay, so that mythical figure, whether they exist or not, it doesn't matter. That's what the devil is talking about. First one, let's make sure we pronounce this word right. It's not advocate, it's advocate. Advocate. Now, an advocate is sort of the spokesperson for someone. So that is when you're speaking on behalf of another person. The devil's not a person, but it doesn't matter. This is a phrase. But if you're an advocate of a person or an advocate of something else, you believe in that cause, you believe in what they're saying, and you're speaking on their behalf. So you support some belief or idea or something. You're an advocate of it. It means that's basically what you agree with if you're an advocate of something. Like if you're an advocate of people should be allowed to have guns, then that means you believe people should be allowed to have guns. If you're an advocate of making guns illegal, it means you believe guns should be illegal. So anyway, that's what an advocate is. Now you know how to say it. Now you know what these two words mean. Maybe you already knew, but anyway, now you doubly know. So here's the phrase though. You're playing devil's advocate. Okay? Now, in a conversation, imagine that your friend or someone else is trying to explain or convince you of some new idea, okay? Or they're trying to explain a story that happened that you don't really know about. You don't know because you weren't there, or you just don't understand, or whatever, and you're trying to make sure that you understand what's going on. So instead of just listening to the story, you can be active in the story when you're listening. So you can say, so your friends or somebody's telling you the story, like what happened, you say, okay, let me play devil's advocate for a second. That means, let me challenge you. I don't necessarily believe what I'm going to say, but let me at least challenge you so that we both sort of understand the point differently. I don't want to just believe what you say, and I don't even think you should want me to believe what you say. Let's both sort of together challenge the point that you're making. So for example, let's say that my friend, just one example, is complaining about his girlfriend, saying, oh, she's terrible, she's done all this, she's messy, and she complains all the time, and she comes home late, or I don't know whatever she's always mad at me for being on the computer, whatever. Right? Now if you say, okay, let me play devil's advocate for a second, that if I say that to my friend, that means I'm saying, let me sort of take your girlfriend's side for a minute since she's not here and see if you're wrong anywhere. So I could say, like, let me just play devil's advocate for a second. So I'm warning him that I'm going to just sort of take the other side just to see where it goes. So let me play devil's advocate for a second. Have you been really nice to her lately? Is something going on that's stressing her out at work? I'm just kind of thinking of excuses, or not excuses, I'm thinking of reasons that his story might not be as bad as he's saying, or it might not be as true as he's saying. I'm just kind of playing the opposition just to see if it makes sense. So when you hear this, someone's playing devil's advocate, they don't necessarily agree with what they're saying. They're just challenging the other person to make sure that what they're saying is actually sensible. So you can, by doing that, you can get to the bottom of something, really understand it on a deep level. That's playing devil's advocate. Check out the examples, alright, they're going to be awesome. Once again on the site, learnenglish232.com.